Good evening, Professor Nystrom. This is Michael Jackson for the ET 716 class today, and I'm going to give you a tour of the photo prints calculator that we require to do for class. So first, we have the same old layout as we did in class, except I changed it around here. So we have um, a text view here with an ID of text title and a string of at text title. Then I have a number of with an ID of text prints, a hint of at string hint. Then I have three radio buttons inside of a radio group, and each radio button has an ID of either 4 by 6 or 5 by 7 or 8 by 10, depending on the number that it was in. Okay. Then I have the order prints button with an ID of button convert, and then I have the text result, which is an empty field with an ID of text result. Okay, now for the strings, we have our string name, app name with the value of phone photo prints. Then we have the string name text title with a value of phone photo prints. Then we have the string name hint with a value of number of prints. Then we have a string name 4 by 6 with a value of 4x6, 19 cents. A string name 5 by 7 with 5x7 for 49 cents. Then we have a string name 8 by 10, which is 8 times 10, 79 cents. And then we have a string name button convert order prints. Okay. Then for the main activity Java, we have our three variables here with a double, because they are decimals. And we have the first variable, which is 4 by 10 rate, and I give it a value of 0.19. That's how much it costs for a single 4 by 10 print. Is it 4 by 10 or 4 by 6? I don't know. I labeled it with 4 by 10. Anyway, then we have the 5 by 7 rate, and that's going to be a value of 0.49. Then we have a 8 by 10 rate, which is 0.79. And then we have a double, which means it's going to also be a variable, but it says number entered over here. Then we have a double final price, which means that's also going to be a decimal. Then we have our final variables here, which just basically links them to the buttons or whatever ID they're connected to. So like these three are linked to these radio buttons in this group here. And then over here we have the text view result, which is linked over to the text result over here. Then we have the text prints, which is linked over to I believe uh over here. Right. Okay. Then we have the button convert, which links to the button convert obviously. And when it does that, it's gonna have this function here. It says number entered equals double parse, which is basically setting up the format. That sets up the format for the way we want the number to display. Then over here is where we have the function for the maths. Okay, so this function it just repeated 3 times over with just the necessary changes for each. So the first function here is going to be for the 4 by 6. So it's going to say if 4 by 6 is checked. So that means if they selected the 4 by 6 prints, the number entered, and if the number entered is greater than or equal to 1, we're going to say the final price is equal to the number entered times the 4 by 10 rate, which is about 19 cents. Right? And then we have the result set text. That's going to be like, hey, your order cost is X amount of money. And then for the else, we have the toast, and for the else, I put. So basically, if they don't have a value, if they have a value of 0 prints, it's gonna say, hey, the order number must be 1 or greater. Okay, 'cause you can't have them placed in a blank order. Okay, can you? Alright, and that basically repeats for each of these, except here's gonna be 5 by 7, and it's gonna say 5 by 7 rate, and then for the final one, it's gonna say 8 by 10, and then 8 by 10 rate. Okay, so again, we're gonna hit save, and then we're gonna build it. Then we're going to click run. We're going to see what happens when it loads up. It's going to load up. There we go. Alright, so let's test it. So first we're going to test the zeros for all of them. So 0. So 0 for the 4 by 6. it says order number must be 1 or greater. And for the 5x7, this order number must be 1 or greater. And then 8x10, it says order number must be 1 or greater. Okay, let's pick an easy number like 10. Alright, so for the 4x6, it's going to say the order cost is 1.90, 1.9. Then over here, for the 5x7, it's going to say the order cost is 4.9. And over here, for the 8x10, it's going to say the order cost is 7.9. As you can see, the program works. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So, have a good day, Professor Nystrom.